My name is Thomas Goss and I'm a primary school teacher based in St Thomas Community Primary School, Swansea, Wales. Our school curriculum encourages something that we call Cool Learners. This acronym stands for Controlling Our Own Learning and is a notion built on the foundation of pupil voice. At the start of the term, we held a boardroom style meeting as a class and discussed different topics that we could potentially explore within our learning. From the very onset, we were already focusing on skills such as communication and collaboration to reach the topic decision, the social skills that go into engaging in these learning conversations, and also productivity and flexibility to reach the end goal and to take everybody's different viewpoints on board. After discussions and voting, we collaborated and decided upon the topic of extreme weather and natural disasters. Our goal was simple. We were to explore different weather types and natural disasters on a global scale. We would learn about the cause and effect of these events and consider how their impact can be limited by individuals locally, nationally and globally. We focused our learning intentions so that the children would have a better understanding of how these extreme events and natural disasters impact the world. The things we considered were how they can impact the world physically, economically, environmentally and socially. We also collaborated to make informed decisions as to how these events could actually be managed and, if possible, prevented. The topic took place over an 8-week time period. Activities were cross-curricular and were a daily focus for us whilst we were in school. We used social media to our advantage and linked with many different experts within the field of extreme weather. On occasion, we also used video conferencing software to link with an expert and pose questions to them in order to find out more about their profession. At the end of the topic, all learners had a greater understanding of their place in the world. Suddenly, they realised that their actions within a local environment could have a lasting impact on a global scale. The topic allowed us to target and hit many skills across the curriculum and afforded us many different creative opportunities. Climate change is and will continue to be a global topic for our generation and future generations. This topic encouraged many different things, but it mainly encouraged responsibility to care for the planet that we live on. At the beginning of the topic, it was important for us to activate our prior knowledge about things we already understood about extreme weather and generate questions to help guide our topic. Here, you can see that the learner has created a key, with the red arrows going to questions and the blue arrows going to things they already know about extreme weather. This topic helped us focus our learning on the parts of the topic that the children were genuinely interested in. It also gave us something to come back to at the end of our topic to evaluate our learning to check to see if we answered our key questions. We encouraged pupil voice by allowing the children the opportunity to complete their work digitally by using different software and different tablet apps. Using an online and paper-based dictionary, we pre-taught vocabulary that would be important and key in our current topic. It was really important for us that the children would understand the key vocabulary before we started and continued with our learning. The learners were encouraged to look up the different definitions and write them in their own words to gain a better understanding. The learners were also given the opportunity to create a relevant illustration to help with their learning, this appealing to all different types of learners. Every individual in the class was encouraged to choose their own tornado image. It was explained to the class that they would use online and paper-based thesaurus to find adjectives. Over a double-page spread, the children were tasked with finding the synonyms that they found most interesting and exciting and present their work across the pages. It was explained to the children that this work would be used in future lessons. Other activities included tornado research, using reading skills to find information, completing a reading comprehension about tornadoes, and using images and other media to create tornado artwork using chalks and oil pastels. All of these activities eventually combined and led to the creation of our tornado poetry. We then turned our attention to volcanoes. The children were placed into expert groups. Some children were tasked with researching the positives of a volcano. Another group looked at the negatives of volcanoes. One group was challenged to find different facts about volcanoes around the world. Another group was challenged to discuss the feelings and different perspectives people may have about volcanoes. And the final group was challenged to come up with inventive ways of how to prevent volcanic eruptions or help people during volcanic eruptions. Our focus on volcanoes was concluded with a non-chronological report that went across a double-page spread. Other activities involved using our reading strategies. We focused on the extreme weather type of floods. This was topical in the news at the time. Then, we used a highlighter to highlight key points within the text. We then summarised different subheadings within this article. Another literacy activity focused on spelling, punctuation and grammar errors. Learners were tasked with reading the different tweets that I had created, and they had to identify the spelling, punctuation and grammar errors. The children were told to put their corrections below. This activity was differentiated. Some of the tweets showed where the errors were, and others did not. We also created digital weather databases in which the children had to populate their database and ask questions of it. It was important that the children considered closed questions in order for their database to be accurate. The children collaborated and worked in small groups to rehearse and perform a drama activity about flooding.
Good afternoon, welcome to St Thomas CPS News. Heavy rainfall in Sheffield has caused danger.
This activity was cross-curricular and covered many different skills, including collaboration, creativity and oracy skills.
As you can see, it looks more like a river right now. I am here with Maya, whose family has been affected by the floods. Can you explain to us what happened?
I'm quite lucky actually. Some of my family were trapped inside the shopping centre and had to be rescued by the emergency services.